the greedy owners situation, and it's a good transition, though, into baseball, I think, because they have their own problems, and I think baseball, when we're going to talk the Albert Pujols contract, but before we get into that, I think there's a problem with baseball because the salaries are outrageous. There is no salary cap. There are teams that don't make money, whereas in the NFL, every team makes money almost. Name which ones don't.
Oh, yeah.
Probably hard to find. But in baseball, there's plenty of teams that don't make money, and now they're just spending outrageously, and that's not helping in the Pujols contract negotiations because Albert is a rare case where he's the man, basically. He's done stuff that no one else in the history of the game has done to start a career, and there's guys like, and no knocking him, I would have signed the deal too, Jason Worth, making $17 million a year, all right? He hasn't eclipsed 100 RBIs yet. He hasn't won an MVP yet. He's made one All-Star team.
Has he hit 40 home runs?
And he
did
he hit 40?
I don't think so.
He might have got close one year.
I think he got close. I don't think he ever went over 40.
But now he makes more money than LeBron James.
Yep.
and now now Albert's like, well, guess what? I've got 3 MVPs. Should have had 5. I've had 100 RBIs, a 300 batting average, over 30 home runs for 10 straight years to start my career. Guess what? I deserve twice as much as Jason Worth, if not more. And you can't argue with him if you're going to go by the numbers and the stats. He's the best thing out there, and that's why this deal has to get done. But can it get done?
It should get done. And I'm looking at it. I went through and I looked at every single season Pujols has been in the pros, and his average every year over 300, like you said. His home runs over 30, but even more impressively, 10 seasons in the league, his home runs have been over 46 6 times. He's only hit in the 30s 4 times. So it's incredible. His RBIs are this guy's just unbelievable, and he's been so underpaid for his entire career. The most he's made is $14.5 million in one season. That's the most he's made. He didn't even make over $1 million a year until his 4th season in the league. So it's
Kyle Loesch makes 11.
Incredible,
and he's garbage.
Ugh.
I mean,
he'll make 16. He'll make 16 this year, but that's beside the point.
So basically, my point is that you have to pay Albert.
Yes, you owe it to him.
You have to.
You owe it to him.
After the call, I'll tell you why they won't.
And if the Cardinals can't afford it, someone will.
Yeah, exactly.
529-1450 is our phone number. Let's take a phone call. Good morning. You're on Sports 101. Go ahead. Hello.
Hey, first of all, he's made $16 million the last 2 years, and will make $16 million this year, his option year.
Okay. Well, I looked on ESPN. Hold on. I looked on ESPN.com, and it has his yearly salary listed.
When he signed his 8-year contract, it started at 8 and ended at 16. And the 16 was his last 2 years plus his option year.
Right, so he deserves more, right, Amy?
Well, he deserves more, but I have a problem with the 10 years, and I don't blame them. And you won't convince me the Yankees will give him 10 years.
No. Amy, I don't either.
They held out on Derek Jeter. And Albert's a far better player. I'm not saying that. But what Derek Jeter means, that organization, having come up through their ranks, and they held out on him, they're not going to give anybody 10 years.
Amy?
And that's the problem.
I've got a question for you, Amy. If the Cardinals would you have a problem if they offered Albert $30 million a year for 6 years?
I think they ought to offer him $33 million a year for 6 years.
Here's what
I'd say you up the dollars and you lower the years.
Here's what I would like to see, Amy, and I know you might agree, or I hope you might agree. Here's what needs to be done. Lifetime deal, Albert Pujols, Cardinal for life. You don't put a $300 million deal on it. There is no end to it. You make your point. In 2012, you give Albert Pujols $35 million a year. You show everyone in the world he's the best athlete, the highest paid baseball player, all that jazz. Then the next year, though, since he's not getting any younger, he's going to get older. That's how life works. So he's probably not going to get much better, even though he's done things no one's ever seen before. So then the next year you get him 25, then the next year 20, 19, 18, and when he's 80 years old still, you're still giving him $1 million or $2 million because he's a lifetime Cardinal.
He basically becomes another Stan Musial, where the Cardinals trot him out and bring him with all kinds of events and that. He's a Cardinal for life.
I would sign AJ right now too, his son. I know he's only 7 or whatever.
Sign him up.
I wouldn't have a problem with that.
He is.
But I'm
put
with,
him in the contract too. He's in it too.
I'm with Amy. The Cardinals are not. I really don't think the Cardinals will go for $300 million for 10 years. Albert will be 32 before the season starts. So I can't see.
No, his birthday's January.
No, he just turned 31. He just turned 31.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, but I still don't see.
They are the exact same age. They're a day apart. One's the 15th, one's the 16th of January. I don't remember what order.
Right. I'm a month older than Albert. That's how I remember.
Okay.
Okay.
This is all great. Albert Pujols is 35 years old, people. Come on. Give me a break. You guys are all crazy.
Some would like to, yeah, some would wonder about that. But besides, even if he's 31 to 35, 10 years is out of the question. The Cardinals aren't going to do that, I don't believe, and nor should they.
Well, they should be able to with all the money they've saved underpaying him for the last 10 years and how much he's brought in.
My problem is when people say that he's been underpaid, and the truth is he has.
Yeah.
The implication I hear in your voice, though, is like they mistreated him.
Yeah,
when he got
they
his
did.
8-year. Okay, well, I disagree entirely, 100%.
But
he got that's revisionist history.
He didn't make over $1 million until his fourth season in the league, and he was putting up the best numbers in the league, and he was getting paid hundreds of thousands. That's mistreating.
He signed the contract.
It's hindsight, first of all,
Yeah.
to say he would have continued to do that. That's why he's special. Nobody could have predicted what he did. And number two, they gave him his 8-year contract before he was on the free agent market, before he ever had the chance to talk to any other teams. And a lot of people raised their eyebrows that they would give such a young player such a lengthy contract. And that's what he wanted, was a lengthy contract. They gave him exactly what he wanted.
He signed a contract. He knew what was involved. And the one thing I'll give him credit with, Amy, he never whined and moaned and that's exactly right.
No, he didn't until now. So I don't have a problem with it because he's put in 10 years without saying a word. And now finally he's like, okay, pay me what I deserve. Look what I've done for you guys over the last decade.
I agree with them.
Pay me what I deserve.
I don't.
And for some reason, Albert Pujols is the only professional athlete in the country who we expect to stick to his contract and shut up about it. Everybody else complains.
No, he's not the only one.
But Pujols, says something and it's, oh, no, you don't deserve that. You're not going to be good in 10 years.
I haven't heard anybody say he didn't deserve the money.
And believe me, when I hear these other athletes who sign an 8-9 year deal and after 3 they're already bitching and moaning, believe me, I'm the first one that thinks that unless you signed it, own up to it, pal.
Well, I don't think anyone deserves $30 million.
Albert said many times, it's not about the money, it's about winning. Don't even say it. We all know it's about the money. I don't blame him for wanting to get paid. Don't say it. It just makes you look hypocritical.
Exactly.
And I like Albert a lot. But that comment should not, don't even say it because, you want the most money, who doesn't, and, just go for it.
We can't be naive. It's a combination. They want to win, but they want money. They want to go to the place that gives them the best chance of winning and also can pay them the most money.
Yeah.
It's a combination.
Thanks for the phone call, Amy.
Thanks, Amy.
529-1450, 529-1450.
Go ahead.
In 2004, Albert Pujols signed a 7-year, $100 million contract. In 2004, he made $7 million. In 05, he made $11. In 06, he made $14.
Yep.
In 07, for whatever reason, he made $12.9.
Yeah, he got a deduction.
And then in 08, he made $13.8. In 09, $14.4. In 2010, he made $14.6.
Yep.
And he's getting $16 this year. He deserves the money. I agree. I don't know if I would sign a 10-year contract, but something needs to get done, and that's why I brought up the lifetime deal. I don't see anyone signing a contract for $30 million a year over 10 years.
No, and he won't get that. Players don't get what they want, exactly. He wants 10 years, $300 million, and he'll take the closest offer to that as he can get, whether it be the Cardinals or somebody else. I don't think anyone's going to pay him $300 million for 10 years. But the Cardinals do need to do something and pay him a ton of money to hang out and, maybe, like Amy said, up the dollars, shorten the years. But this guy, Pujols is a smart guy. I mean, this is going to be probably his last contract, and he's got to cash out. I mean, athletes don't have, they're not making millions of dollars into their 60s like the owners.
You'd have to think DeWitt and all those guys, you'd have to think that when they signed Holiday, they had a plan in mind for Albert. But to me,